Amelia Warner finally speaks, the truth behind Jamie Dornan's silence. London, England. For weeks, Hollywood has been awash with gossip, analysis, and countless headlines about Jamie Dornan and Dakota Johnson's scandalous relationship. He spoke cautiously. Dakota cried. The world judged. But one person remained silent the entire time, until now. That person was Amelia Warner, the woman who has been with Jamie for more than a decade, the mother of his 3 children, and the quiet center of his world. And when she finally spoke, she didn't shout. She whispered. But her words were like thunder. The calm before the storm. For weeks, Amelia had avoided interviews. Friends say she spent most of her time at home with her children, away from London's flashing cameras. She doesn't want to react emotionally, a close friend said. Amelia has always been the opposite of Hollywood, calm, graceful, steady. But even grace has its limits. In the soft morning light of her garden, over a cup of hot tea, she agreed to be interviewed by the Sunday Times. The journalist described her as calm but distant, like someone who has cried her eyes out in silence. When asked directly about the global uproar surrounding her husband and Dakota, Amelia paused, then said quietly, "People forget that behind every headline, there is a family struggling to breathe." Her voice trembled slightly, but her eyes remained clear. "I know what I'm married for." It's easy to imagine Amelia as a weak, betrayed wife. But the truth is more complicated. Before marrying Jamie in 2013, she was a showgirl, a singer, a songwriter, a woman who knew the cruelty of fame. "I knew what I was getting married for," she confesses. Jamie was an actor. His job was to make people believe. "What I didn't realize was that sometimes people don't want to stop believing." She smiles weakly. And maybe that's the real danger of a good love story. When it's too real, people won't let it end. For a moment, her composure wavers. She looks away, wiping away tears with her sleeve. But it's hard. Every photo, every rumor, it's not just a story. It's our lives. And you have to learn to forgive the noise. A marriage tested by fame. Jamie and Amelia's relationship has always been described as solid. They live outside Hollywood, preferring the quiet of the English countryside. But the past few months have tested them more than ever. "We've had difficult conversations," Amelia admits. "There have been nights when we've sat in silence, not because we're mad at each other, but because we're tired. Tired of being misunderstood." She doesn't deny that the situation has been painful. Of course it hurts. But pain doesn't always mean the end. Sometimes it's a test, to see if love can survive when the world wants it broken. When asked if she believes Jamie and Dakota have a deeper connection, Amelia takes a deep breath. "I think connection is inevitable when 2 people go through something intense together," she says quietly. But connection doesn't always mean betrayal. What people call scandal, I call human complexity. Her words silenced the room. Explaining Jamie's silence. When the rumors broke online, many fans noticed that Jamie chose to stay silent. No public denials, no angry posts. Amelia revealed why. "Jamie doesn't fight with words," she said. "He believes that the truth will always outlast the gossip. He told me, if you start defending yourself, they've already won." But Amelia admits that silence comes at a cost. "Silence can look like a sin to the outside world," she exclaimed. "But to us, it still exists." She revealed that Jamie spent sleepless nights reviewing everything, every headline, every photo, every interview. He kept saying, "I don't want you to feel hurt by something I didn't do." Her voice choked up as she recalled. "And that's when I knew, no matter what the world says, the man I married is the one who held our family together." The dark world. In her private life, Amelia admits she feels isolated. Friends reach out, but she rarely picks up the phone. Social media is overwhelming. It's weird to be hated for loving your husband, she says, almost laughing at the irony. People call me naive, call me weak. But they don't see the daily life, the breakfasts, the laughter, the way he reads bedtime stories to the kids. That's real, not the headlines. She reveals that Jamie even offered to take a break from the public eye, to disappear for a while. But Amelia refused. Running away meant letting someone else write our story. I told him, we stay. We face it, together. Quiet strength. Those who know Amelia describe her as gentle but resilient, the kind of woman who can turn pain into poetry. And throughout the interview, that strength shines through. When you love someone famous, you have to accept that your love will be tested by strangers, she says. But tests are not punishments. They are reminders of what is important. She smiles sadly. And what is important is not the noise outside, but the peace inside. Jamie's private apology. According to a family friend, after the argument broke out, Jamie wrote Amelia a private letter, a habit he had maintained since the early days of their marriage. In the letter, he wrote, I don't know how to silence the world, but I promise you, I will never stop choosing you, even if they don't believe it. When the interviewer asked Amelia about the letter, she nodded, her eyes sparkling. Yes, he did, and that's why we're still here. Because choosing someone, over and over again, means more than saying sorry. Dakota returns. When asked directly about Dakota Johnson, Amelia hesitated. For a moment, her composure shattered. I met Dakota, she said cautiously. She was kind, smart, and yes, she had a special relationship with Jamie. But it was a working relationship. What hurt me wasn't Dakota herself, it was what people had built around her. She looked away, then said softly, I don't hate her, I just wish the world would stop using her name to hurt me. The words were both graceful and tired, a tiredness that came from years of watching fiction invade reality. A family under threat. Although Amelia tried to keep her cool, the impact on their family was profound. She revealed that their eldest daughter had seen some of the comments online. She asked me why people were bad-mouthing her father, Amelia said, her voice trembling. I told her that sometimes people write stories when they don't know the truth. And her father had a good heart. The journalist noticed the silent tears falling as she spoke. I can face the world's judgment, she whispered. But I can't face the confusion of my children. The turning point. After the article was published, Jamie was seen with Amelia and the children on a quiet family outing in Oxfordshire. They laughed, smiled, and looked, for the first time in months, like the family they've always been. A neighbor told The Telegraph. You could see they'd been through something heavy. But there was still love, a deep love, unbreakable. And when asked by a reporter if Amelia's words had changed anything, Jamie simply replied, she said all the things I couldn't say. The public reaction. Reaction to Amelia's interview was immediate and emotional. Fans flooded social media with words of support. Amelia Warner, she's amazing. Now we understand why Jamie fell in love with her. There's strength in silence, not noise. Even Dakota Johnson reportedly reached out privately, sending a brief message through a mutual friend. I'm sorry this hurt her. She's an amazing woman. It was the most peaceful moment Hollywood had seen in months. Behind closed doors, a reconciliation. Sources close to the couple confirm that things changed after Amelia's interview. Jamie canceled several public appearances, opting to spend time at home instead. He realized he didn't have to explain himself anymore, the source said. He just needed to be true to himself, to the woman who believed in him from the start. Those close to him say the two have grown closer since the storm. They started eating dinner without their phones. No screens, no noise. Just conversation, music and laughter, the friend said. Moment of truth. When the Sunday Times asked Amelia if she had ever doubted their marriage, she paused for a few seconds before answering. Yes, she said quietly. I doubted everything, the world, the truth, even myself. But his love never did. Deep down, I never doubted it. She paused, looking down at her hands. Sometimes silence isn't weakness. It's faith, faith that love can weather the biggest storms. Hollywood learns a lesson. Amelia's words resonated far beyond the tabloids. Commentators praised her composure and emotional intelligence. This time, the story wasn't about scandal, it was about survival, forgiveness, and the quiet dignity of a woman who refused to let gossip destroy her family. As Vanity Fair wrote in an editorial the next day, in an industry dominated by noise, Amelia Warner reminds us of the power of silence. Letter to the World. At the end of the interview, Amelia was asked what she would say to those who still doubted her husband. Her answer was simple, and heartbreakingly beautiful. I mean, love is imperfect. It's messy, inconvenient, and sometimes misunderstood. But if you've ever looked at someone and thought, no matter what, I choose you, then you know us. She fainted. We're not the story people write about. We're the story that continues after the movie ends. Last words, still standing. As dusk fell over London, Jamie was photographed holding Amelia's hand as they walked to their car after a quiet dinner. No bodyguards, no PR entourage, just two people who had weathered the world's judgment and still found peace together. They didn't look like a perfect Hollywood couple. They looked like something better, real. And as a newspaper headline put it the next morning, she spoke, and he stayed. Last words. Amelia Warner's quiet confession didn't quell the rumors. It didn't stop the whispers or the speculation. But it did something much more powerful. It reminded the world that behind every scandal, there are hearts trying to keep kindness in the face of cruelty. And sometimes the greatest declaration of love is deciding to keep holding hands when the world expects you to let go.